Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I'm going to do some live drawing tonight. And we've done this before. This is our Optimus Prime drawing that I've been working on off and on here for, let's see, I guess we did it last week. And just a little background on me if you're not familiar with the channel, if you're new to the channel. I worked in comics off and on for about 15 years. I've worked on a lot of licensed stuff, worked on some Disney comics, done occasional Transformers stuff. My wife and I, Geeky, had a webcomic for a number of years, and I like to draw. So we're going to be drawing Optimus Prime from Bumblebee with a, let's see, what am I using? Clip Studio Paint tonight, and I'm going to be using my 13-inch Wacom tablet, which I'm trying to break in. And I'm trying to figure out why this is not going back in. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. So I am going to read comments as I can. Now, I don't have the comments pulled up on the stream because I need to see the whole workspace. So let me pull them up here on YouTube on a separate thing, and we'll go from there. All right, you're a god, brag a little. No, not. Why the blue lines? The blue lines, that's just so I know what I'm doing, basically. So let me go out here, and I've got different layers set up. Now I do have a blue line layer, so I can turn it off and on. Now I did work on this Optimus drawing a little bit in the first video, and Geeky was here for that. She is. Are you gonna be in the chat? She may or may not be in the chat. We'll see. But I am gonna try to get Optimus going here.
I don't know.
You don't know? All right. So we finally did get a chance to see Bumblebee, and I thought it was pretty good. It was, a little slower, I think, than the Bay movies, but that might not be a bad thing. Okay, so where am I at here? That's my ink layer. Okay.
The music was good.
Geeky says the music was good on Bumblebee. Yeah, it was. The soundtrack was actually very, very good. It was very good. Bumblebee was good. The music was good. Geeky didn't like it as much as I did. I liked it quite a bit because it was kind of the G1 Transformers movie. I was hoping they would have done the first time around. So, let's see where I'm at here. Transformers are always a pain in the butt to draw, especially if you've never drawn before. I've never drawn this Optimus before, and he's really ridiculously detailed. So I'm just going to kind of go for it here. And I don't always clean the lines up at first. I try to get like the basic shape out. And then I'll go back in and I'll smooth some lines out. And that's one of the reasons I like working with a tablet over hand-drawn art is it's a lot more forgiving, and I feel like I can work faster. Because, doing it by hand, which, is awesome because you actually have originals you can sell and stuff like that. But the problem is it's very unforgiving. And I think you really have to spend a lot more time up front to make sure everything's right. And not that I'm lazy, but this is a lot more forgiving. Like I can erase ink lines. You know how hard that would be if you were actually inking a drawing. I can go right to ink too, which you can't do really with. Well, you can, but you're probably gonna screw up. All right. The soundtrack is digital only on Transform. Oh, it's digital only. It's probably because rights issue because they have so many songs. A lot of really good songs on it too. And the touch, I was very happy that they had the touch. I would have been very disappointed if they had a Transformers movie that took place in the 1980s and they did not have the touch. That would have been a huge fail. But if you haven't seen it yet, check it out. I think as far as the live action movies go, I think it's my favorite. Geeky didn't really seem to like it as much, but I think I was just enamored by all the G1 Transformers. All right. God, this guy's got... This Optimus was not meant to be drawn by hand. I can tell. Alright, so I'm going to kind of Did I ever watch Transformers Prime? Yeah, I did. I actually liked it quite a bit. Took a little while to get used to the art style, but I thought it was actually pretty good. As far as the newer shows go, now I haven't watched any of the really new ones. Was it the like RID 2.0? I did like the original RID quite a bit. The one from 2001, I think it was. And that was actually the very first Christmas present Geeky ever got me was RID Optimus Prime and RID Megatron. Which is very cool for her to do that.
That's because I'm cool.
She says that's because she's cool. She is cool.
They can hear me, trust me. I can hear me.
Yeah, you can hear you? Okay. That means they can probably hear the dog snoring too. He's in here. He's laying in his little doggy bed. And he's going to be snoring. We're very professional here at Clownfish TV. We're only the best. Snoring dogs and all of that. So normally when I draw, that's my makeshift Autobot logo. I might clean that up later, but I just want to kind of place it. Normally when I draw, I listen to music, but I can't listen to music on YouTube because I'll get demonetized. Google Stadia. I don't know. It reminds me an awful lot of like PlayStation. Was it PlayStation Now or whatever? The streaming game thing. I mean, you'd have to have a hell of a connection for that. Favorite Beast Wars character was definitely Dinobot. I like Dinobot quite a bit. He was very cool. I was very, very sad when they killed Dinobot. Of course, I guess it's not as bad as what they did to Rhinox, but I digress. Yeah, we don't talk about Machine War or Beast Machines. Don't talk about Beast Machines. Loved Beast Wars, hated Beast Machines. Did not like Beast Machines at all. Now somebody was on here last stream and they actually said they had the one Mirage issue I worked on. I thought that was pretty funny. I did a couple of like one shot, like 1 page stories for IDW. No surprise, people actually had the issue. You seem to have the same problem I have when I draw. The side further away is larger than the side that's closer. Having to go back and correct. Yeah, I try to go back and correct because a lot of times, especially when you're working digitally and you're zoomed in, it's really hard to see what everything's going to look like until you kind of zoom out because you don't have the whole kind of the whole picture. So I will probably have to make some corrections. I just want to kind of basically get where everything is. And when you're dealing with the Transformers, like they're so ridiculously detailed, you kind of have to place the important bits first, and then worry about correcting stuff later. The movie Transformers especially are ridiculous because they were never really meant to be. I don't think they were meant to be drawn. Or if they do, a lot of times in the comics they fudge it because they're really hard to draw because all the little bits, all these little bits you got to draw on these. Some of this I can't see because it's shadowed, so I'm just gonna make it up because I don't know exactly what goes where. So it's all gonna look like kibble, and once it's in color, you're just gonna see like one solid piece of gray, Are you gonna sing? You could sing. Yeah, usually, like I know Twitch, you can stream music and stuff, and they don't penalize you for it, but YouTube's like really weird about this. Oh, thank you, Jason. I'm the one who has your Mirage One shot. Oh, cool. Okay, hey, Bogue. Look at them. Look at them delicious mechanical parts. Yeah.
Before you ask, we still don't have a PO box because Kneon didn't do it.
No, I got busy this week. I have to go get one. But we need like we need a big PO box. Bogue, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Bogue, you were on the Don Murphy message boards back in the day, right? Like when the first Transformers movie came out. And yeah, I was the goat blowing idiot blogger that Don Murphy called out because I didn't like Megatron's head. I did not like Megatron's head. So Don Murphy and I got into a little bit of a fight. He actually did apologize to me though. He did write me and apologize. And then now they're doing a G1 Transformers movie. So go figure. Oh my god, his arms are ridiculous. I'm looking at all these parts and I can't make them out in this photograph. Okay, so he's got like a I'm gonna guess because I don't understand how all this goes together. God, why did I pick a movie Transformer to draw? Because I don't know where all the parts go on this one. I was right, Don Young was. Yeah, okay, so yeah, I remember I told Don, and he said it was stupid. I said, Don, you need to do a Transformers movie set in the 1980s, and then that way we could actually get the original, Transformers and all that. And that's what the fans actually want. And he said that was a stupid idea, and that's why I wasn't in the movie business. 10 years later, 10 years later, we're rebooting the damn thing with G1 characters. Go figure. Well, actually, I guess they're not rebooting it because, oh my god, I don't even know how his arm works. How does his arm? I'm trying to find the bottom of his arm, which is ridiculous because I don't know how he's put together. Let me see if somebody else has it. What'd I do?
They're a peach, Jason. A peach.
Wait, what? Oh, okay, Jason. No PO box, but the glutes are superb. Thank you. Yes, you didn't have to do that, but yes, my glutes are. Well, I don't know how superb they are. They're about as superb as they can be for a guy my age, I guess, right? Well, I don't know. I've seen some guys my age that have. Well, not that I look, but. All right, I'm guessing this is the bottom of his arm is like the top of his arm, but I don't know because I can't find a picture of the bottom of his arm, so I'm gonna make it up because I don't know. He's got all kinds of like freaking gears and crap inside his forearm. Like it looks really good far away, but then you try to like, oh my god, I don't even know what's what on him. I'm gonna figure it out. He might be a cartoonified version of a movie Prime. I don't know. He's got a bunch of gears and crap inside his arm.
You know how when you draw a brick wall, you don't actually have to draw every brick? It's like that.
Well, no, because these things are so ridiculous. You gotta like, jeez, if I got hired to draw a Transformers movie comic, I probably would shoot myself, because I don't think I could do it without driving myself crazy. God, I should have just drew a cartoon Prime and been done with it. Like, yep, there we go, Buddy Prime. Did anybody else see the character Ron reading a GoBots book in the Bumblebee movie? No, I didn't see. Is that what he was reading? I didn't catch. Did you catch that, Geeky?
What? I'm sorry, I wasn't looking. Sorry, what?
That Ron was reading a GoBots book. I didn't catch that.
Oh no, sorry.
No, I thought it was cool that they had Bumblebee doing Bender's fist pump from Breakfast Club when Judd Nelson was Hot Rod. I thought that was pretty cool. And they basically turned Bumblebee into Hot Rod for the movie franchise. Actually, Bumblebee basically is the Hot Rod replacement now, like in everything. Bumblebee is Hot Rod. Oh, Isaac, thank you. Didn't have to do that. Really want to ask, can you and Geeky recommend any recent Western animated series? Or is it as bleak as others make it out to be?
Recent.
Dragon Prince. Dragon Prince. Hell yeah, Dragon Prince is awesome.
Voltron wasn't bad.
Voltron wasn't
They got
bad.
mad because ships were shot down.
Yeah, they did get mad. It's worth watching. It's worth supporting Voltron just for that. Watch people's ships go down in flames.
I don't know any other recent ones.
I don't know if this is what his arm looks like. I'm just making this up because I don't know what the backside of his arm looks like. That is not right for sure. Dragon Prince, very impressed with. Hilda was good. What I've seen of it, I haven't seen all of Hilda, but it was pretty good.
What I've actually watched. That's the problem.
Yeah, I've seen a couple episodes of Hilda, and it was cool. It was very, very different. It seems like, I mean, to be honest, it seems like a lot of the really good stuff is on the streaming services now, and like Cartoon Network is sort of kind of on the decline, I think. I don't even know if his arm goes like this, but you know what? It does now. Why did no one mention Hilda? I did mention Hilda. Yeah, Hilda was good. Dark of the Moon, I actually did like. I will say, I was not a big fan of the Bayformers movies overall, but I did like Dark of the Moon because to me it actually felt the most like G1, I guess, because we had Shockwave, we had Prime had a trailer, they had Carly, even though they totally mangled Carly. I think Charlie and Bumblebee is more like Carly from the animated series, but it was decent. We had Space Bridge, we had plot right out of the cartoon. I think for me as a G1 fan, I think that Dark of the Moon was probably the least offensive of the Bay movies. But so far I've liked Bumblebee the best, and it actually it does kind of feel like a reboot, but apparently they're going to do a sequel to Age of Extinction. I don't understand why. I don't think anybody actually wants that. But we're getting it, so studios know best, right? They know what we want. I don't know if his arm goes like this, but it does now, because actually I think I need to bring this up a little bit. And that is part of the problem. See, look, this is why I like to work digitally, because then I can just be like, where's this fit? Oh yeah, okay, like right here. So I can just put that there, and then I can just sort of work on it up here. And if I got to erase some of this junk in here to connect all this together, I can do it. Very easy compared to doing this by hand, and then you realize like, oh crap, I screwed this up. And all right. Oh, Jason Green again. This episode brought to you by Jason Green. Thank you. Didn't have to do that. I'm working on building kit from Knight Rider. Just need $35,000 to get the whole thing finished. I basically owned kit from Knight Rider. I had an 83 Trans Am, black, same interior, and I threw a rod, but I only paid I think $2,000 for that car. Now this was like the mid '90s, but yeah, I had the Knight Rider car, and if I still have
your car didn't talk.
No, that was the New Yorker that caught on fire.
Your car didn't jump things when you pushed a button.
I could jump things in that car.
You would have jumped things in that car.
I could jump things. I didn't say I would. I'm saying it's possible for me to jump things in that car. All right. So there is that. Now he needs a hand, and God, he's
That's
such...
right, caught on fire because you didn't ask to enter it.
Wait, what?
Your car. That's funny.
No, that was the one that
No,
burned.
I know. Remember we made the joke about with Rainbow Bright about giving permission to enter
Oh
the car?
yeah, we did. Oh, we have to do.
He's a little slow tonight, folks.
I am. We're gonna do the review of the last issue of Rainbow Bright too. And it's pretty dreadful. It's like really bad. Like there's no, I can't even. We're not gonna ruin it, but I'm just like, God, if you could get further away from the source material, it actually gets worse. It actually gets worse, and all right, so I liked the Knight Rider sequel. I liked it too. Don't be ashamed. That was actually pretty decent. And it should have gotten. I think it had a lot of potential, and they just didn't. They didn't see it through.
I'm still mad they got rid of Viper.
Yeah, Viper was pretty cool.
I wanted that car.
You wanted a Viper?
I did.
Could you imagine Geeky in a Viper? She could...
I used to flip in drag race. I could have definitely handled a Viper. Could have handled it.
No, you could. I'm not doubting that you could handle the
I was
Viper.
on a motorcycle because my dad said I was too good at it. He was afraid I'd
Your dad said you were too good at the motorcycle.
afraid I'd get in trouble.
I had my ATV taken away from me when I was a kid because I crashed it. I got a 4-wheeler for Christmas back in the 80s, and I wasn't that old. I was like 10, and the first thing I did was drive it into a ditch, and that's how I lost my 4-wheeler. So
I've seen you drive. It doesn't surprise me. I'm kidding.
hey, I was going pretty good, and then it was like Ralphie shooting his eye out. All I wanted was a 4-wheeler, and I got the damn 4-wheeler, and I ran it into a ditch, and about killed myself, as I recall. It was very painful. They're doing an animated Cybertron movie. I don't know. I'm hearing they were saying that they were gonna probably do a sequel to Last Night too. I don't know. I mean, I'm hearing that's what the movie sites are saying. I'm like, God, I hope that's not happening. I thought it kind of bombed too, but you know, the Transformers movies do well in Europe, or not Europe, Asia. They do well in Asia, because I guess just, you know, giant robots and explosions. But they do well over there, and that kind of justifies their existence. You know, even if they're not terribly good movies.
Yeah, I like to see Airwolf's the Transformer too.
They should do that. They should do like a mashup of like other 80s.
Yeah, it would be a chick because they always call it the lady. That's right.
The what's that?
Airwolf. It was
Oh yeah.
the lady. They always referred to Airwolf as the lady.
Yeah. Should eat your face off, man. You need a moment for... Was Jan Michael Vincent died, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Aaron's right. Old Shearer kicked butt.
I'm trying to keep up with the conversation here. Okay. Team Knight Rider. I didn't care for Team Knight Rider. I did like the reboot though.
Oh yeah, a Mask. I loved Mask. I used to watch Mask, and I'm in the background. I should just go over there. I love Mask.
You can come over
I
here
used to watch Mask all the time. I love Mask. My brother had Transformers out the wazoo, and he had Mask vehicles out the wazoo, and I loved that show.
What is a wazoo?
Use your imagination.
It's
about the same thing as a peach.
It's the same thing as a peach at the wazoo. All right. So her brother had Transformers at the wazoo. I actually didn't have a lot of Transformers when I was a kid. I actually had more G.I. Joe than I did anything else, I think. I had a ton of G.I. Joe. And, but like I always wanted G1 Prime. I never had the original G1 Prime. I wound up getting Power Master Prime, when he came out. But at that point I was, a little bit older, and it was kind of like it wasn't so cool to have toys, but I was really happy to get Power Master Prime because I'm like, he's about 4 years late, but I got one finally.
Tyler wants to know if you ever watched any of the Voltron series.
The new Voltron? Yeah, we watched some of it.
Any of the Voltron.
any of them. I watched. I think I probably sat through all the original when I was a kid, and I like the movie where they teamed up Vehicle Voltron with Lion Voltron, and but I was always confused when I was a kid why they didn't have Gladiator Voltron. And I was just watching tonight. It came up my recommended on YouTube the Mighty Orbots transformation sequence. I love Mighty Orbots. That show was cool. Although I think it's one of those shows that like it was probably better in my memory than it actually was. But any like giant robot show, I'm kind of a sucker for. God, I've spent 20 minutes drawing a freaking arm because of all the stuff. Look at all the stuff he's got. I don't even know if this gun actually looks this way, but I'm gonna guess. Looks kind of triangular, I guess. I don't know. At some point I'm just gonna wind up like making this up as I go, because there's no way to make a completely accurate Optimus Prime movie. Optimus Prime, it's insane. How much would it cost for commission? I don't know. I need to think about that, because I actually I had commissions open a couple months ago, but I haven't really done them because we've been so busy. I don't know. Shoot me an email at shout@clownfishtv.com. But it might be a while. So we got a lot of things going on. Come on. Let's see here. All right. Oh my God. This is his guns. His gun barrel looks like it's kind of triangular, and he was like moving so fast in the movie I couldn't really tell. So it's gonna be triangular because that's what I see. I don't know if it actually is or not. Yeah, at some point I'm just gonna start making shit up because I don't know how everything goes together. I'm trying to figure it out, but it doesn't. Or I could just do what the old school comic book artist did and just cover everything in black. So you can't see all the detail. You just get the impression of an arm or a gun. But you don't actually have to see all the nuts and bolts of how it works. Let's see how we're looking so far. He's alright. He's alright. My Little Pony Transformer crossover. That actually could be very, very interesting. They needed to do that. They need to have like the My Little Pony and GI Joe and all those crossover. They kind of did GI Joe and Transformers and Humanoids all took place in the same universe, because they had Hector Ramirez. I think it was Hector Ramirez, the TV reporter, supposed to be like Geraldo Rivera, and he was in so many of the shows. I can't even tell how his gun's going, so I'm just gonna make it up because I have no freaking idea. This is ridiculous. Okay, so don't have a good reference. This is the part where Kneon just goes up and starts covering stuff in black because he can't figure out how the damn gun goes together. I have heard of Action Man, yes. I have heard of Action Man. I guess it doesn't make a lot of sense to have a real American hero in the UK, but didn't they kind of like go off in their own direction with it? I think compared to the American comics. Okay. I'm making this gun up because I have no freaking idea. So I'm just gonna make it all kibbly and detailed, and nobody's really gonna know. Well, people probably will know because Transformers fans are kind of ridiculous about that, but I don't really care because I don't have a good reference for the bottom of the gun. This is where I just make it up. Oh, Fluttershy, yeah, that was kind of funny. She was supposed to be, I think the ponies, I think I read somewhere they were supposed to actually be like the G1 ponies, and she was supposed to be Posey, but they lost the rights to the name or something. Hasbro does that a lot. They lose rights to their own stuff all the time. I don't understand. That's probably why now they've got like 5,000 Optimus Primes and Bumblebees and Megatrons, because they want to make sure they don't lose the rights to them again. I'll just kind of make it up as I go. Because I don't know what his gun actually looks like. Hope Steven Universe retcons its ending now that it's got another season. Is it getting another season? I thought it was over. I thought they were going to end it with a movie. I actually haven't been keeping up with Steven Universe. I don't completely hate it. I just think it kind of lost its point. All right. It got very, very slow. It's like they had one major, like they didn't really do a whole lot to advance the main plot. They just kind of like dragged it out with a bunch of side stories about characters nobody cared about for years. reference for Optimus Prime's gun. Okay, let me see. Okay, well that's good. That's his G1 gun. But that's thank you. Yeah, I'm just kind of making it up because his movie. This is the Bumblebee version, and I've never drawn it. And I'm looking at renders of him, and they never have everything at the right angle, and it's so ridiculously detailed that I'm not even gonna attempt to make it movie accurate because I just can't. It's too hard. It would take me a freaking week to draw it movie accurate. So I'm just gonna kind of do the best I can do and fudge it, because that's what we do here. I do know it's got like. It looks kind of triangular and like. It's got like segments, I guess. But I think the barrel is longer, but I don't have enough paper, so. Yeah, if they could do an Optimus Bumblebee movie that took place in the 80s or 90s, that'd be kind of cool. But I don't know. Every comic artist I've heard work on a Transformers book talks about it was the thing they went through. Um, it depends, I think, on the book. I mean, it's the movie Transformers especially are so ridiculously hard to draw. It's basically like comics. It's funny because people are like, "Oh, I don't want to draw backgrounds. I like drawing characters." So you see a lot of comics where people like fudge on the backgrounds and they just draw the characters because it's fun to draw Spider-Man or whatever, but it's not so fun to draw buildings. Well, the Transformers basically are vehicles and buildings. So even your characters are basically backgrounds. If you can't draw backgrounds, you can't draw Transformers, um, or at least not very well. So that's probably it's basically like every panel is completely full of background characters. Plus, I know like right now IDW does not pay that well, so you're putting in like ridiculous hours on these books and you're probably not getting paid enough to make it worth your time. But I freaking love Transformers. But I can tell you the truth, I would not want to work on a monthly Transformers book. There's no way. There's no way. Okay, so I'm going to paint bucket this thing here. And then... Uh-oh. That did not go well. Alright, that's my made-up Optimus Prime gun. That's my made-up gun. Now, see, since I can see more, I turn the blue lines off, and usually what I do with Transformers is I try to go back in and kind of, since they're just a bunch of parts, kind of draw some thicker lines in here so we can see kind of where, like this is the hand, so it's separate from the gun, and then kind of get the basic outline shape of their body, so you don't just see a bunch of kibble and be like, what am I looking at? And then we'll just kind of go around his one arm here, and then we have that one done. a little bit thicker pen nib. And try to separate this torso out a little bit too. Some thicker lines, but not that thick. So you can kind of see where I used the pen I used the other day, I think was a little too thin. So I'm just going to go, because he had a lot of detail on his chest. So I'm going to kind of just go back in now and block out some of this a little bit, thicken it up a little bit, add some depth to it. That's the magic of line weighting. And Jason, thank you. Didn't have to have some glute money. Yeah, I might need to eat something glutinous after working on this. Yeah, if I worked on a Transformers book, honestly, I would probably pull out the stubble that's left from my hair. It's so funny because when IDW first started doing Transformers, I actually did try out way back, like God, 2007, 2008, whenever they got the license, because I was trying out for DreamWorks at the time, and or not DreamWorks, Dreamwave. Pat Lee, I was trying out for that, and I had the samples, and I had some like ridiculously detailed Armada samples, and Chris Riolo actually told me that it was too detailed. Then the colorists would probably kill themselves. And then they just kind of got more and more detailed, you know, because the original IDW books weren't, the art wasn't like ridiculously detailed. Okay, so let's Steven Universe Transformers crossover. That would be interesting. There'd be a lot of crying. Lots of crying. Everybody cry. Are you going to show the wiper blades on the windshield they have on G1? I don't think he has wiper blades. This is the Bumblebee version. I don't think he has wiper blades. I'm looking at the drawing. I'm going to dial that down a little bit. And I don't think he has wiper blades. Although they did, at the end of Bumblebee, they did show him as a Freightliner. Thankfully. So we actually had the nod to G1 Prime. But I don't think he had wiper blades. You could kind of see, like, it looks like, if you look at him, it looks like he has a lot of, like, random tech inside the windshield. Will you ever review any web animations? I'm not sure. Slicer Kneon, great picture though. You've phoned in the left arm. I did. Which one? Oh, this. Yeah, I'm not done. Not done with that yet. I'm not done with this yet. All right. So let me see where we're at here. God, got another arm to do. All right. And I kind of moved his. So, here's a little bit. Okay. All right. Now we're gonna do another one. G1 Megatron. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, it's been a while since I've drawing any Transformers, honestly. They can be kind of a pain. Now, he actually has, the Bumblebee version has a, which I missed that in the other arm. He's got like a almost like it looks like a fin or something on the back of his arm. Which goes like this. I think. Okay. So he's got like, yeah, it's so weird because at a distance he looks like he's got the shape of the G1 Prime, right? But like you start to look at the details and it's clearly not G1 Prime, because he's got stuff in play. Like they want to give the impression of there being smokestacks on his arm, but they're not actually smokestacks. They're like laser turrets or something, because this is like a Cybertronian form. So there's like a little stuff in here that's not quite where you'd expect it to be. Have you ever met John Barber? No. I have not. Let me try to keep up some comments here. Draw him like your French girls. Kiki says I'm going to draw him. Draw a Prime with missile tits. Like a French robot. Like Aphrodite or something. Right? I actually haven't talked to... Okay, so I did some Disney comics for IDW, but I haven't talked to anybody on the Transformers side of things at IDW for ever. Like, it's like literally the only time I approached them for Transformers was when they first got the license. And I haven't talked to them since then, and given that a lot of IDW people unfollowed me after we did some videos like dealing with the Comicsgate situation, I don't know if they would be too receptive to my hitting them up, but I don't know if I honestly even want to work on anything over there, because it's a lot of hours and not a lot of financial compensation. So do you think anyone would be against Sebastian Stan playing a younger Luke in anything? Skywalker? I don't know if anybody wants to see a young... I don't know if we'd ever get a young Luke Skywalker. They tried it with Han Solo and it didn't go so well. Although I guess it could have gone a lot worse than it did, but it didn't make money. Alright, so... God. Okay, so he's got like a fin down here, which kind of throws me. It's like... There's my squeaky chair. Oh, okay, so this actually goes. So he's got. It looks like his arms are boxy, but they're not actually. They kind of are, but they're kind of not. He's kind of got like wings on the side of his arm, I guess. It's interesting. Okay, so that goes there, and then this goes here. Do you think any? Let's see. Here, we're trying to catch up. Human characters are the worst. All those awesome robots when you had to watch bratty kids go to school. Yeah, they kind of have to have the human characters in the Transformers movie. I mean, I would love to see a movie that was like 95% Transformers, but at that point, it's kind of like the Cybertron scene at the beginning, which was freaking awesome. And Bumblebee, that was like my favorite part of the movie, but it's also like it looks like a cartoon at that point, you know? It doesn't really. But I would love to see an animated, I mean, especially since they have all the G1 style characters. Okay, so he's got this like thing here, and then this goes up here. Yeah. Now imagine. Now this is a movie version. Like the IDW stuff actually is more simplified than this, but imagine like having to draw like 10 of these on a page for like 4 or 5 panels a page, and not wanting to kill yourself for like $100 a page, and that's basically what these guys are going through, and I don't think I could. Although some of the IDW stuff is kind of cartoony, I think I could handle that okay, but there's no way I could do that. Some year I will get this done. Back in the 80s, they didn't put the detail in the Transformers. Actually look kind of like people. They look like humans in robot suits. I think a lot of the artwork back then, and I think it's because a lot of the guys working on the books were Marvel superhero artists, so they were used to drawing humans. And a lot of times they really didn't look like the toys very much either. Now the funny thing is, coloring him is actually going to be pretty easy because he's mostly, which I want to do too, and that'll be another, whenever I get him done, that'll be another video, like actually coloring, kind of show you guys how to color with Clip Studio too. Okay, so let's see what we got so far. Alright. Yeah, we're getting there. Oh god. It's like putting together like a 5,000 piece puzzle. Hey, I better save it. I haven't saved it in a while. Yeah. my chair. Alright, well, I might wrap it up here pretty soon for tonight, and then come back later in the week and try to finish him up. I gotta draw his legs yet. And then at some point we're gonna absolutely color this guy too. And that's actually fun. I actually don't mind the coloring too much because it's mostly big areas. Let me just see here before I go if I can finish this whatever this thing is on his arm. It's like a, it's got like a, I don't know what this is. Kibble, like arm kibble. Cannot get it to, ankle's not right. Goes down like this. Wow. Okay. This is I actually enjoy coloring Transformers quite a bit because you go like the little shiny bits and scuffs and scrapes and all that kind of stuff into it. And you don't have to, like, as long as your line work is clean, you can kind of have fun with the coloring. But the line work is definitely the hardest part, for sure. And I'm just gonna at least get the, this is really rough. I'm gonna get this down just so I know where I'm at when I finish this. Kind of get the basic shape of his arm, because this Prime's arm is sort of like wedge shape. We never do see his Cybertron form in the movie, so I don't know what he turns into. I have no idea, but it's very wedgy looking. And it's kind of it. So it comes down like this. There. Alright. I think, let's see where we're at. Okay, save. Make sure we save it. And I still got his legs to do, but his legs are not going to be nearly as bad because they're mostly one solid piece. His arms are just like ridiculously detailed. And then take the blue lines off and kind of see where we're at with them. So, let's see. I think I've got like 2 hours into this guy so far, and I've just done a torso and arms. So this is why, you know, people talk about drawing Transformer comics. They're probably like, is a lot of work. But I think later in the week I'll come back and I'll try to at least get the line art finished. And we'll go from there. So thank you everybody for watching tonight. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Please ring the bell for notifications. Because people are having a hard time getting notifications from us. I don't know why. And you can go out to Twitter. Follow us on Twitter, because when we post new videos, it goes to Twitter too. So I will talk to everybody later. Thank you so much again. Thank you for those who gave the super chat, and thanks for those who just popped in to visit and watch me draw Optimus Prime. we'll talk later.